Hello, my beautiful divine souls. Welcome to Spiritual Bloom, where we bloom within our consciousness with your mentor and twin flame guide, Neha. So, in today's episode, we will be talking about twin flames and also the label of extramarital affairs. Why extramarital affairs are considered as a curse or are glorified in the name of spiritual connections. So, why do twin flame feel so powerful? People who believe that they have met their twin flame often describe the experience as life changing. They say things like, I felt like I'd known them forever. There was an instant recognition. It felt like coming home. And to be fair, some connections do feel incredibly powerful. The energy is intense. The attraction is magnetic, and conversations feel deep, emotional, and almost supernatural. But here's something most people don't realize: the human brain is wired to romanticize intensity. When emotions are strong, we assume the connection must be destined or spiritual. But intensity alone does not prove a twin flame connection. Sometimes it simply means that the person has triggered deep emotional or psychological patterns within you. So, in this twin flame journey, when we meet our counterpart, or even if you are not in a twin flame journey and you feel like the other person is your twin, what happens is during the bubble phase, everything feels so intense, and in many cases, people mistake the other person to be their twin, sometimes also labeled as the false twin. So, when is the stage when everything gets complicated? Nobody talks about the time or the phase when the twin flame journey starts getting complicated because the other person is already married or both the counterparts are married. So, a huge number of people who claim to meet their twin flame meet them when they are already married or in committed relationships. Suddenly, their life feels divided between their responsibilities and this overwhelming new connection. The emotion feels so strong that people begin searching online for explanations, and that's when they discover the concept of twin flames. So, when they read the descriptions, the signs, the intensity, it feels like everything suddenly makes sense. But there's a problem. The internet has turned the twin flame idea into something extremely romanticized, and in many cases, the romanticized idea becomes a justification for crossing boundaries. Because of the internet, everything is so much available in Google through AI that they have started researching on twin flame journey through the internet. Though you will find many facts and circumstances which align to your situation, but every time it cannot be the fact that your situation just because it is aligning with those situations mentioned in Google or in internet that you are in a twin flame journey. So many people, they mistake an ordinary journey to be a twin flame journey, and that is how the extramarital affairs are being glorified so much in the name of spiritual connection or twin flame connection, which is absolutely wrong. So, I will explain to you a very common and very important term which I don't think many people know about it. That is called the spiritual bypass trap. So, what is spiritual bypass trap? In psychology and spirituality, there's something called spiritual bypassing. It happens when people use spiritual beliefs to avoid dealing with difficult emotional realities. So instead of saying and taking accountability that I am unhappy in my marriage, people escape and make an excuse and say that the universe has sent me my twin flame. So instead of facing hard decisions, they tell themselves that the relationship is divinely guided. But real spiritual growth is rarely convenient, and the ones who are in spiritual or twin flame journey will know it better. So it doesn't usually arrive as a secret romance filled with adrenaline and fantasy. True spiritual growth often forces you to confront uncomfortable truths, taking personal responsibility and accountability, and the impact of your choices on others. And that's something the twin flame narrative often ignores. So, why affairs feel like twin flames in today's time, where many people have a misconception that their affair is a twin flame journey? Now, here's something fascinating. The psychologists have studied that the emotional pattern of extramarital affairs, and they discovered something interesting. Usually, affairs often create an illusion of soul level connection. Why? Let me tell you the reason. Because affairs exist in a bubble of fantasy. There is no reality. For example, there are no bills to pay, no daily routines, no real responsibilities, no responsibilities of the kids, wife, or house, and it's only bubble of fantasy, meaning there's only excitement, secrecy, and emotional intensity. That intensity can easily be mistaken for a cosmic soul connection, but intensity created by secrecy is not the same as spiritual destiny. Sometimes it's just the brain responding to dopamine and emotional escape. So many people glorify saying that this is my spiritual journey or I'm in a twin flame journey because the affair feels more convenient than taking the responsibility of marriage. So instead of correcting what is going on in their marriage or taking accountability of their kids or household responsibility, they find it more convenient shifting into an extramarital affair, because in extramarital affair they don't have to do anything much. That means in reality they don't have to put up actual efforts like paying bills, taking care of kids. That's why it's an emotional escape. So let me tell you that what is the real purpose of soul connection and why people they come into twin flame journey. So the deeper truth that many spiritual teachers agree on is that not every powerful connection is meant to be a lifelong romantic partnership. And this applies to twin flame journey as well. The real twin flames who are really doing their inner work, who are focusing in their life, trying to make it better, trying to come out of toxic family patterns, they understand that the twin flame journey is not just about romance. It acts as a catalyst for them to become a better human in this lifetime and show others, create an example, and help people through their learnings or through their actions in any way and any form. They just try to help people, mankind, and the earth by giving little bit of contribution in this lifetime. So the real twin flames will understand that the purpose of soul connection is not just romance and coming into union. There are many twin flames whom I really respect from my heart, that they don't glorify extramarital affairs. They know that both the counterparts are in a marriage, yet they don't do anything which will destroy the other person's family life or will destroy the future of the kids. They are responsible people who work on themselves and lead their lives individually, carrying out the purpose, the divine purpose for which they have been sent. So there's so much misconception that people think that twin flame journey is only about coming into union, destroying people's family life. It's not that. It has its own angle, and people who have ascended, who are ascended masters more senior than me, and people who are really into this journey, who are struggling each day, it's not a cakewalk. Spiritual journeys are not a cakewalk. Every day is a challenge. Every month is a challenge. You don't know what is coming next. You have to be prepared mentally, emotionally. It's going to break you. It's going to break you. And it's not just about getting intimate, having union, and having kids. It's not. especially if both the counterparts are married, and if you have to hurt the other person, let it be the husband or wife or the kids, the divine will never allow such connections. That's why they act as catalysts in each other's life to grow and to become a better person for themselves, and individually they lead their lives without spoiling anybody's family life. So here nobody is a villain. The twin flames are not a villain out here. Instead, they are the souls sent by the divine, by the universe, to act as catalyst. And also in some cases where people are already married but have been adjusting or settling in toxic marriages, it acts as a catalyst and it opens their eyes that they have been tolerating a wrong person or a wrong environment, which helps them to ascend and come out of such marriages and live alone. Coming out of marriages does not only mean that divorcing the other person and jumping into another relationship with their twin or getting married. It's not like that. Many people have mistaken this journey and gossip a lot. It has been a burning topic that twin flames are always interested in extramarital affairs. It has got nothing to do with that. It acts as a catalyst for people who are tolerating abuses, violence in a marriage. So it acts as a catalyst. They understand from their counterpart that they deserve to be loved, and sometimes the love does not come from the other person, it comes from you. That self-respect comes from you. So that person realizes that I am unnecessarily tolerating a dynamic where I'm not respected, where I'm not being loved. So that is why that person walks out of that marriage happily, lives alone, and carries out their soul purpose individually. So it wakes you up, it challenges your belief and pushes you towards personal growth. Sometimes the counterpart appears to show you that your marriage needs attention, that your life path is misaligned, or that you have lost touch with yourself. But the lesson doesn't always mean the relationship itself is meant to continue. Sometimes the awakening is the real process. Like I said, it acts as a catalyst, and that journey is only till inner union, till the awakening. After that, both the counterparts, they walk their path alone. And that is how it is supposed to be. So let me tell you, my friends, what a real twin flame journey looks like. So if twin flames truly exist, the journey is far more challenging than people expect. Only the people who are in this journey will understand its intensity and the tests and trials that we have to go through each day. So a genuine spiritual connection requires honesty, accountability, emotional maturity, and respect for others involved in such situation. It does not rely on deception or any kind of secrecy. In fact, a real spiritual evolution pushes you to become more responsible, because true awakening is not about escaping reality. It's about facing it with courage. That's why people who mistaken it for spiritual journey, soon their fantasy or delusion breaks. As soon as they have to as soon as they come into reality, they understand that they have to sacrifice or they have to understand the other person, they come to know that it is not a twin flame journey. So many people, before declaring themselves as twin, needs to do a proper background check, needs to understand their codependency patterns, and also needs to understand how patient they are and ready to face the reality. If they can't, it means they're not in a twin flame journey, they're simple in an extramarital affair in this 3D world. So people should not confuse the two. Having an extramarital affair is upon you. You have decided. But when two counterparts are already married, or one of them is already married, you did not want to come into an affair with the other person. It's not about affair. It's about understanding each other and not harming each other, but just understanding that we have to lead our lives individually without hurting anybody around us and come into inner harmonious union. That's it. So the idea of twin flame is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. First, when I entered into this journey, it was chaotic. And I used to think that why people are calling it beautiful. But now I understand that why it is beautiful. Because from nothing, you become something. Because from no respect, you gain self-respect. From not recognizing yourself, from knowing your powers to knowing your powers. So that is what twin flame is all about. It's not just about union, intimacy, breaking people's house, extramarital affair. It's absolutely divine. So use a little bit of common sense and your mind and your brain. Everybody's educated nowadays, isn't it? If anything is divine, will that thing lead to sin? Sin in the sense hurting people, breaking people's house, causing extramarital affairs. Anything that is divine will never be that. Divine will never tell you or show you to do such things. So people need to contemplate before putting a tag on twin flames as extramarital affairs or the housebreakers. No one is breaking anybody's house. They are just ascending. Because the other person's soul is in another person's vessel. Vessel, I mean to say the physical body. So anything that has divine alignment, it is divinely blessed. It is, it has spiritual contracts. That can never do things which is not divine or hurts people, breaks people. So before you tag any twin flame as a housebreaker or a, extramarital affair, just be mindful. Anyway, so it is misunderstood concepts in modern spirituality. So before labeling someone as your twin flame, it's important to ask yourself that is this connection helping me grow into a better person, or am I using spirituality to justify something I already want, or am I escaping the reality because the fantasy land looks more convenient, feels more convenient than the reality. Reality is marriage and the fascination is the extramarital affair. I don't like to use the term extramarital again and again, but then I can't help. Because real soul connections don't just ignite passion, they ignite truth. That's why many people like the part of passion, but when it comes to facing the truth, they escape and they realize that they are not in a twin flame journey. So my dear, if you know you are not in a twin flame journey, you also don't have the right of calling others names. So you should be very mindful, because people who are in a twin flame journey, they are divinely guided. They're sent here for a purpose, and they are so kind, and they are such an empath. They would think 100 times, just to hurt a bird, an animal. Do you think that person is going to break someone's house or act as a main villain in a extramarital affair? Never. That's why I said divinely orchestrated things will never do things that is evil, which causes sin. Irrespective of what religion you are, doesn't matter. It teaches us the same thing. So I'm closing this episode on this note, that if you are divinely guided to your twin flame, respect it. No matter what people call you, housebreaker, homebreaker, you are a third party, you made people come into separation. That's not your lookout. You have been sent by the divine to do something. So let's follow that up. People will always talk. Even if you do good, they will. Even if you do bad, they will. So I hope you liked this episode on twin flame and the extramarital affair. If it really resonated with your heart and you really liked this episode, please like, share and subscribe. And for any personal guidance, you can WhatsApp or email me. My contact details have been given in the description box. And please support my channel. Like I always tell you, thank you for the ones who have supported me, who have subscribed to my channel. I'm really grateful. Soon I'll be coming with more excited topics, and I just want to guide you guys through my reality, my experiences. All of us as a soul family can create a better place, a better earth to live in, to understand each other, to be kind and compassionate towards each other. So thank you for listening and watching me. See you in the next episode.